Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 67th Annual General Membership Meeting of IECEP, here live at the Subic Bay Exhibition and Convention Center. And now, let us all welcome our guests, starting off with the former presidents of IECEP Incorporated. Again, let us welcome our former presidents. Engineer Luis Lina, Dr. May Rose C. Imperial, Engineer Ted Buenavista, and Dr. Rodrigo V. Caranda. Next in line are the IECEP chapter governors holding their respective banners. We have the overseas chapters. Our local chapters. Welcoming our chapters locally. So this one is from the Visayas region. Let us all give them a round of applause. Also, we would like to welcome the host of the National Convention, IECEP Zambales chapter led by their governor, Engineer Alan Joseph Horvidalia. Let us also welcome the Deputy Administrator for Public Works and Technical Services Group of Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority, together with the IECEP National Officers and Board of Directors, Engineer Marco A. Estabilio. Of course, the Board of Electronics Engineering, Engineer Enrico Claro del Moro and Dr. Arnar Detalla. The entrance of the IECEP banner. Again, let us welcome the Board of Electronics Engineering, Engineer Enrico Claro del Moro and Dr. Arnar Detalla, with our beloved IECEP Incorporated President, Dr. Rosula S.J. Reyes. Again, a round of applause to our Board of Directors, Chapter Governors, and guests. Governors, Board of Directors, and guests, after the photo opportunity, you may proceed to your seats. Requesting the governors to please proceed at the stage for the photo opportunity. Again, may I request everyone to please remain standing. Again, please stand still for the entrance of colors. Please remain standing for the invocation followed by the singing of the Philippine National Anthem.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above, ye heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Bayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisingil, sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong paghaw, may nilang ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kisap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdidikdik, ang bituin ng araw niya kailan pa may magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng waraming pagsikta, buhay ay langit sa piling ko. Aming ligaya na pag may mamahatid, at mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Again, good morning everyone to our delegates and guests. I'm your host for this year. I'm Engineer Kenneth Opinio from IECEP Manila Chapter. And again, welcome to the IECEP National Convention 2017, the 67th Annual General Membership Meeting. A round of applause to everyone here. So again, we are gathered here. This is the annual gathering of all Filipino professional electronics engineers, registered electronics engineers, and electronics technicians all over the country and abroad. This year's theme, Enhancing Capability of Globally Competitive Electronics Engineers. This event also marks another first time in the history of IECEP. I think everyone thinks this is the first time that the convention was held outside the metro. So we're about 2 hours to 3 hours away from the capital. And this is also the first time that the National Convention was held here in Subic Bay Freeport Zone. So let's see what made them choose this place. Let's watch this. that's it. It's more fun in Subic. That's what made them choose Subic to be the venue of this year's convention. And maybe after the convention on Saturday, we have more to explore here at SBMA. And to give us more insights of what we have here at SBMA, and to welcome us formally in this beautiful place, let us welcome the Deputy Administrator for Public Works and Technical Services Group of Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority, Engineer Marco A. Estabilio.
Dr. Alnar de Talia, Chairman of the Board of ECE, Engineer Rico Claro del Moro, Member of the Board of ECE, Dr. Arsol Reyes, Chairman and President of IECEP, Mr. Randy Ebdane, Representative of Olongapo City Mayor Roland Paulino. Please allow me to deliver the welcome address of our Chairman and Administrator, Attorney Ami Aisma. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Subic Bay Pre-Port. You come at a most auspicious time in the history of SBMA and the Subic Bay Pre-Port, as we formally celebrate our 25th anniversary in the next couple of days. Since your 67th Annual General Membership Meeting and Convention is up to Friday, November 25, I invite everyone to celebrate this happy occasion with us. We have a whole list of activities that are open to the public, like the Grand Subic Sale, offering discounts in restaurants, shopping outlets, theme parks, beaches, and hotels. So pwedeng-pwede na po tayong maggala after dito sa convention. We will also have a night bazaar, 2 nights of free entertainment and food festival at Remy Field, starting tomorrow until Saturday. Tomorrow, we shall also have aircraft streamer, confetti wrap, air formation from the Philippine Air Force. We have water cannon show. We have Philippine Merchant Marine Academy silent drill. Philippine Air Force band drill. We also have opening of 3-day photo exhibit and memorabilia display at the Harbor Point Mall. We have float and foot parade. We have tribute to volunteers at the Volunteer Shrine and fireworks display also at the same venue. Let me also mention that our special tribute to volunteers is one of the highlights of our celebration because theirs is an inspiring saga that has shown what the Filipino can and will achieve when banded together selflessly and without any politics and personal agendas. On Sunday, we will also have an LGBT parade that will start at 3 p.m. With that commercial breakdown and over, let us go back to why you are here today. Your team, enhancing capability of globally competitive electronics engineers. Personally, I like your convention theme, which speaks of enhanced capability and global competitiveness because this is what our country needs to achieve self-sustaining and inclusive growth. The good news is that the Philippines posted an improvement in its overall competitiveness as we climbed one notch in this year's World Economic Forum Global Competitiveness Index following a huge drop of 10 notches in last year's ranking. But the sad news is that despite moving up one slot overall, we have fallen behind 6 of our Southeast Asian neighbors in the said forum's annual competitiveness ranking. So I think your theme is right on target. We need to invest our time, effort, and resources in sharpening our edge and capabilities in science and technology if we are to boost our global competitiveness and readiness for the future. Another measure of competitiveness, I believe, is the drive to excel. We may have honed our skills and talents. We have spent time and resources in training. We may have harnessed the best technology, but if we do not have the drive to excel, then all our efforts would come to naught. The drive to excel is what will compel us to do a common thing uncommonly well. It is what will spur us not just to do our job, but to do it well and to the best fit of our life. It is the discipline that will make us stick to our goals regardless of challenges and consequences. Without the drive to excel, we doom ourselves to mediocrity and find ourselves saying goodbye to competitiveness. So I'm glad to know that this convention is being held primarily to keep our electronics professionals abreast not only with the latest technology, but more importantly, with the best practices in the field. By benchmarking ourselves with best practices, we learn to raise our own standards and level of performance. Raising the standards and performance of the electronics engineering industry is crucial to our national life. It is not only one of the pillars of the country's industrial growth, but also our top export performer. And by benchmarking, you can become even more globally competitive. If build is the main focus of the national government to bring about robust growth across the Philippine archipelago and uplift the lives of Filipinos, let build be your battle cry too, in order to augment your share in our socio-economic development. Keep building semiconductors, which is our country's top export with total receipts of $2.8 billion US dollars, accounting for 50.2% of the Philippines' total exports revenue for the first quarter of 2017. Keep building as well other sectors of electronics engineering like electronic data processing, automotive electronics, biomedical electronics, automation, consumer electronics, and others. Keep building jobs for our people to add even more to the 2.6 million direct and indirect employment that the electronics industry has generated. Although your industry is the country's second largest manufacturing sector in terms of manufacturing gross value added, build up even further your industry's contribution to our economy. One last thing I would like to stress this morning is passion and malasakit, which are imperative to excellence and competitiveness. Without passion and malasakit, how can we expect to excel and to succeed? How can we be competitive and give better than our best to what we do if we are not driven by our sheer love and passion for our work? Our future growth as individuals, as a profession, and as a nation relies on competitiveness and innovation, skills and productivity. All these call for dedication, for passion, and for malasakit. Passion and malasakit were the virtues that saved Subic Bay from man-made and natural disasters in the past. These same qualities lifted Olongapo City from the ashes of Mount Pinatubo. Passion and malasakit are what prompts us to send our emergency team, known as one of the country's best search and rescue teams, beyond the Freeport to other places like Tacloban, Quezon, and Nueva Ecija. Today, passion and malasakit are behind our every effort at building not just physical or hard infrastructure, but also soft ones like jobs, skills, employee morale, work culture and ethics, core values, services, good governance, the quality of life of our people and neighboring communities, and most of all, the kind of community our children and future generations deserve. But we are not daunted by the huge task we have set for ourselves because passion and malasakit is what we're good at. It's what we do best. And time and again, we have proven that with passion and malasakit, the impossible becomes possible, and formidable task becomes manageable and doable. In closing, I ask you to keep these thoughts along with your goals in your minds and hearts. Now is your golden opportunity to contribute to the national agenda of promoting science and technology, the kind that can improve every single facet of Filipino lives, from governance to education, from business productivity to global competitiveness. With a drive to excel, with passion and malasakit at the very core of our being, I am sure you can do it in the same way that we at SBMA and the Subic Bay Freeport, which has recently been recognized as the International Finance Magazine as the fastest growing freeport in Asia, have done. Yes, you can do it. You can build your own way to the top. Thank you and good day.
Thank you very much, Engineer Estabilio, for that very warm welcome and for that message. So before we proceed, may I request all those delegates who are still standing at the back, we have still few seats empty here at the center and in front, so you may occupy those seats. So this time, to formally open our convention, let us welcome our leader, the Aguila ng IECEP, as we call her, and the National President of the Institute of Electronics Engineers of the Philippines Incorporated. Let us all welcome Dr. Rosula S.J. Reyes.
This is indeed an awesome day. This is indeed a sunny day, and this is indeed a blessed day for all of us. Let us give a round of applause for IECEP. Let us give our hooray for IECEP. Hep, hep. Hep, hep. Hep, hep. Thank you very much. This is indeed a challenge for us, especially as mentioned earlier. This is the first time after 10 years that we've had IECEP, AGM, Annual General Meeting and Convention outside Manila. The last time was in Davao when I was also the president. But 10 years ago, IECEP was just a mere probably 5,000 active members. But now we are a solid 55,000 registered electronics engineers. We're looking forward for all 55,000 to be able to join us every year in our annual general meeting. And so I am really mesmerized. I forgot all about the speech that I am supposed to say here, especially after the welcome remarks. And so I requested our dear program coordinator to give me the names and to give me something to talk about. But anyway, I'd like to just, first of all, thank our representative. Oh, and we'd like now to welcome the chairman of Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority, Madam Chairman, Attorney Isma. Thank you very much for joining us here, Madam. The welcome remarks that was mentioned earlier was indeed a very triggering reminder for us to do our best in terms of malasakit, giving our best for our kababayan. Yesterday, I was in the Department of Science and Technology until almost 6 in the evening, and from there proceeded here in Subic. And that was one of the presentation that I've provided. How do we, in terms of being electronics engineers, be able to help towards national development and towards meeting sustainable development goals? So I'd like to first again give my greetings to our chairman, to the representative, Engineer Estabilio, the Deputy Administrator of SBMA, to our fellow electronics engineer who is also the Mayor of Iba Zambales, Honorable Randy Ebdane. Yan, napapasukan natin, but we have Mayor Representative. To the Chairman of the Board of ECE, Dr. Alnar Detalia. To the member as well of the Board of ECE, Engineer Rico Del Moro. To all the former presidents who have always been very supportive of all the activities in IECEP. We have former president, the immediate former president, Engineer Jose Carlos Reyes. We have former President Engineer Luis Lina, former Engineer Dr. Meros Imperial, former President, former President Director of NTC Region, Ted Buenavista, former President, the Vice President of Channel 5, we have Engineer Dennis Carandang. Of course, our Superman who is manning his booth right now, former President Ornan Vicente. To our very active, very supportive Board of Directors, they're seated right here with us. We have Vice President Internal Raymond Medina, Vice President External Armand Ursal, Vice President Education Aga Zinampan, with that very successful student summit held last Tuesday. Let's give him a round of applause for that very successful student summit. There were 1,500 student attendees in that summit. We have our Secretary General, Engineer Anne-Marie Lagmay, our very rich treasurer, she says she's the richest treasurer now, Engineer Pinky Tumaliwan, We have our auditor, Engineer Jesse De Toro. Our Board of Directors, Engineer Dennis Molina. And of course, the chairman of our AGM with all the efforts towards having us all together here, Engineer Gerard Tan. I'd like to mention at this point that Engineer Gerard Tan gave IECEP the first ever ASEAN Engineering Achievement Award. So let's give a round of applause for Engineer Gerard, Globe, together with Globe, and of course the support of all our IECEP members. Again, hep hep, hep hep, hep hep. Thank you so much. So to all our participants, our delegates, to all our very active governors, I cannot mention all your names now, but I thank you all for the support. We have close to 40 chapters, local chapters nationwide for the information of those who are not aware. And we have 11 foreign chapters right now. And we are also happy that they took their time out to join us. Our governor from UAE, Governor Ann Binondo, and the other representatives from KSA, our Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We have CRC, ERC, and WRC. They will be here. The governor of Qatar is here as well, Governor Max. Yeah. And Oman, Bahrain chapters will be represented by their other members who are on vacation right now. So delegates, friends, sponsors of all the exhibits that's ongoing right now, I hope you take time to see them. There's much to be seen for the rest of the 3 days of our AGM. Aside from that mentioned by our Deputy Administrator, enjoy the facilities here in Subic, but most of all, enjoy all our seminars that we have prepared for you. Enjoy each other's company. We're going to have a fellowship night tomorrow evening. I hope that we get the chance to get to know each other, not only from each of our chapters. Sometimes even we don't know some of our co-members in our chapters. But I hope that we will take time in these next 3 days to be able to meet our co-electronics engineers. So again, with that, I officially open the 67th Annual General Meeting and Convention. Again, our last 3 hooray for our opening remarks. Hep hep, hep hep, hep hep. Praise the Lord for this wonderful day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Doc Arsol. Indeed, this is an awesome day for us because we have a very special guest. We are glad that she have come to our convention. It's my pleasure to introduce to you for her short message, the Chairperson and Administrator of Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority, Attorney Wilma T. Esma.
Magandang umaga po sa kanilang lahat. Welcome to Subic! Humihingi po ako ng paumanhin because late ang lola nyo. I actually came from 2 appointments already and immediately I had the speaking engagements kaya nakabarong ang kagandahan ko today. Immediately after I came back here. So, yun pong prepared speech, which I never use anyway, na-deliver na ni Marco. And if you can just allow me to expound a little bit, just for a few more minutes. Unang-una po maraming salamat that you decided to hold your conference here. I am so happy that I have hundreds and hundreds of engineers here in Subic today and probably with your family, with your girlfriends. And kailangan po namin every cent. Our business is tourism and investment, so we are very happy that you are here. And we hope we can extend to you all the best hospitality that we could offer so that you will come back, not just as your conference, but with your friends and during your vacation. Ako po, taga-Olonga po ako. Aside from Senator Gordon, of course, who is from Olonga po, I am the first Tubong Olonga po who was appointed Chairman and Administrator of Subic Bay Freeport. I was also part of the original core volunteer, kami po ni Marco, nung nagsimula po kami. Gusto ko lang pong i-share sa inyo yung story namin para humalaman ninyo kung saan nanggagaling or saan pinaghuhugutan ng #malasakit. Noon pong 1992, if you remember, in fact, we are celebrating our 25th anniversary tomorrow. In November 24, 1992, the last of the Americans left. As you know, this is a former US Naval base. Ano po ako noon? Parang second-year law student po ako sa Ateneo. And you can imagine, ang hanap buhay po ng magulang ko dito sa loob ng base. Ang hanap buhay ng pamilya ni Marco, for sure, dito sa loob ng base. Ito lang pong loob ng base, kung tawagin namin, ang source of income ng 99% ng mga pamilya dito sa Olonga po. Can you imagine, suddenly, lahat ng hanap buhay na yon mawawala. Ngayon, imaginein mo, mawawalan ka ng trabaho. Walang option. Because the government did not provide us any option. Wala namang sinabing, may kabuhayan showcase. Di ba ngayon, yung mga OFW, pag pauwi ka, pupunta ka sa Dole, merong kabuhayan showcase. Walang ganon. This original US Naval base are generating 35,000 jobs. And of course, thousands more downstream industries. And suddenly, they are gone. I can imagine how my parents would have felt. You know, that pit in that stomach, paano ko papakainin ang anak ko? Sure, may mga sweldo sila, may mga ipon siguro sila. Pero how long will that last? Mawawalan ng hanap buhay. Ang nanay ko po at ang tatay ko, hindi empleyado ng base. Meron po silang maliit na negosyo sa labas. Ang tatay ko po, travel agent. Kasi maraming Amerikano, maraming nagbabiyahe. Wala pa namang online check-in, walang online booking. Sinong pupunta sa Amerika kung walang Amerikano? Sinong bibili ng ticket sa tatay ko? Ang nanay ko po may tindahan sa palengke. Sinong bibili ng soen na panty? Kung walang sweldo yung tagaloob ng base. So you can imagine how desperate we were. How desperate my parents was. And then, it didn't help that 6 months later, on June 19, 1993, Mount Pinatubo erupted. Mount Pinatubo eruption is one of the most difficult times for all of us. Can you imagine? At 12 in the afternoon, everything went black. You cannot see your hand in your face, even as short distance as this. That's how black it is. And it is not an exaggeration. Can you imagine earthquakes? Intensity 3 to 6, hundreds of them. Every minute, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, ashfall, falling down with the rain. Kaya po bumagsak ang mga bubong namin, nasira ang mga bahay namin dahil sa bigat ng buhangin na bilabas ng Mount Pinatubo. To those who are not yet, who are still young, when the Mount Pinatubo erupted, it was so explosive that the ash ball went as far as Manila, Batangas, Laguna. It was so explosive that the temperature of Earth went down by 3 degrees. Because the last time that Mount Pinatubo erupted was in the 18th century. We didn't even know it was a volcano. Only when it erupted, when research found that it was, and its last eruption was 200 years before that. So you can imagine the 200 years of matter that went out and rained down on all of us. Walang hanap buhay. Yung savings mo, pagagawa mo pa ng bahay. Can you imagine how difficult that was? Can you imagine, ilagay mo ang sarili mo sa paa ng magulang ko. 4 ang anak mo. Nag-aaral pa lahat. Ang kapatid ko po noon na bunso, parang high school. How? And we are the luckier ones because I am going to school at the Ateneo. But can you imagine those who are not as doing well as us? That was the most difficult and trying time of Olongapo, Subic, and Bataan. But the real story here is what? We did not waver. We did not let that depress us. We probably let ourselves cry a few days, but that did not stop us from fighting. Fighting on what we call is life. What did we do? Marco, together with myself, I can see Marlo, I can see Rocky. We were all kids. 22 years old lang po ako noon. Huwag niyo nang tanungin kung ilang taon ako ngayon. Well, I will tell you, I'm 48. With the legs to prove it. No! Sorry, hindi niyo malilibre to. But my point is, we did not let that put us down. But what we did is to help ourselves because nobody will. Do you really think the national government will help us? They just kicked out the bases. They couldn't even help themselves. So who will help us? So what did we do? 8,000 strong volunteers followed the lead of Senator Gordon, the then founding chairman. Nagputol po kami ng damo. Naglinis po kami ng bahay. Habang ang ibang base militar ninanakaw, alam naman niyo yung storya na yan. Pag pumunta ka sa Angeles, ultimo doorknob, binibenta sa kalye. Hindi po nangyari dito sa Subic yan. Sapagkat naniwala po kami sa aming leader na sinabi, we have to convert Subic into a free port zone so we can attract jobs. And we can only do that if we can showcase a clean and secure Subic Bay free port. Wala pong pangsweldo. Again, hindi na naman hinanda ng national government, walang plantilya. May government agency, walang budget. Sure, ang title ko noon, Executive Assistant to the Chairman. Wala namang plantilya, walang budget. Si Marco, engineer, walang budget. But then again, that did not stop us. We went to work every single day. Ang pinakasasaludo ko po dito, yung mga manang, araw-araw, nagpuputol ng damo, naglilinis ng daan. Yung mga manong, inaasikaso ang power plant. Yung mahirap na trabaho. For what? For nothing. Except for the hope of a future. A future that we do not even know will happen. We are gambling our time and our life. So 25 years later, we are here now. That's where Marco is coming from. That's where I am coming from. When we say, magmalasakit. Napakalaki po ng pinuhunan namin sa Subic. blood, sweat, and tears. And this is something that we all cherish, especially in the light of our 25th year anniversary. And so I ask you, our guests, magmalasakit po tayo sa Subic. Pag ikot po ninyo, nakikiusap ako, kung makakita kayo ng basura, huwag niyong kunan ng litrato at i-post sa Facebook. At sabihin, ang dumi-dumi naman na dito sa Subic. Magmalasakit kayo na ang Subic nag-generate ng 125,000 jobs. Pag nilagay mo sa Facebook na may basura sa Subic, baka mabawasan yon because investors will hesitate. What you should do is to pick up the trash because at the end of the day, Subic is the Philippines and Philippines is your country. Madali pong magbatikos. Sa totoo lamang po, I am a Duterte appointee. Pero hindi po ako tumulong kay Presidente Duterte sa eleksyon. I was non-political. I did not help anyone. I was in a private sector. I was so happy with wildlife. But then again, now that I am in power, now that I'm in position, maraming criticism sa Duterte administration. Look, I am not following blind. But at the end of the day, we only have one president and we only have one country. Does it really help that we are throwing trash at each other? Does it really help that we are washing our linen in public? Yun po ang ibig kong sabihin dito. Magmalasakit tayo sa Subic, magmalasakit tayo sa bayan. Parehas ng pagmamalasakit ng 8,000 volunteers who came forward and gave ourselves when there is nothing else to give. Kaya po. Nagawa namin at kaya nating gawing lahat, paulit-ulit para sa bayan. Yun lamang po at maraming pong sa kanilang lahat.
Again, let's give a warm of applause to Attorney Esma. Again, ma'am, thank you. And indeed, we are lucky that our convention coincides with the 25th year celebration of SBMA. And again, another special guest graced this occasion. We are very glad that one of the mayors of Zambales attended our convention. And let us hear his message. Let us all welcome the mayor of Iba, Zambales, Honorable June Ranstead Evdane.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, to the distinguished guests, especially Attorney Isma of SBMA, the President of the IECEP, the past presidents, all chapter governors, delegates, participants, and also other guests. First of all, I'm not supposed to be here in the front because I invited the Mayor of Olongapo to stand here and give his message. But anyway, para lang po hindi masayang yung effort, let me just say something about the Mayor of Olongapo first. His introduction starts with the phrase public service is very much defined with a noted leader. His political career literally ascended from bottom to top. From being a staff to executive assistant, from being elected as city councilor to vice mayor, and now the city mayor. He endured much in pursuing his aspirations to serve the Olongapeños, and fate paved the way to fulfill his dreams and promises. During his first term as mayor, he poured out himself to work and proved a lot, and the people believed in what this man can deliver in dedication to public service. At present, he continues to excel and reinvent public service under the fundamentals of transparency and good governance. He did not fail his supporters, and yet gaining more, having him seated in leadership once again. A man of words and action, a believer of his purpose on earth, dedicated, dreamer, and achiever. He is Honorable Roland C. Paulino, the City Mayor. Siguro po ang ilan sa inyo ay nakita siya kanina, maaga-aga pa. He was the one wearing same color of shirt, but with the neon orange na shoes. So, kung nakita po niyo, sayang. Sana nagpa-picture na kayo. I'm here right now because sabi ko nga, nahihiya ako sa kanya. Dahil pupunta siya dahil ako nag-invite. Pagdating pala dito, ako rin palang iiwanan niya on his behalf. Kaya, anyway, sabi ko nga, sige, bahala na. Total, for everybody's concern, I'm speaking here as a representative of Mayor Roland Paulino, as a mayor of Iba Zambales, and also as an IECEP member. Bakit po IECEP member? Siguro naman lahat ng IECEP easy ang natinapos, di ba? Kahit nung previous pa. Siguro nagtataka din kayo, bakit mayor ang nagsasalita ngayon at hindi engineer ang tawag? Unang-una po, I went to school in Mapua Institute of Technology in Intramuros. Mukhang meron akong ka-alma mater dito. And then, I worked for 10 years in a private company. That is telecommunications then. I did not work in a semiconductor kasi nagkataon na doon ako napunta. And then for 10 years, I concentrated in developing my skills. Lalo na po, ang pinasukan ko po nung una as my first job is in Tricom Systems Incorporated sa Makati. And then after that, lumipat po ako ng Motorola. Siguro, hindi na yata usong Motorola ngayon, no? Tinalo ng Motorola, ng Nokia, ng Ericsson. So, medyo that's his history. Then after that, para sa kaalaman din ng lahat, ginamit ko po yung aking course na ECE, yung aking skill bilang communications officer, technician, to get into the PNP service or government service. So I was a police officer for 8 years until the year 2012. So from 2006 to 2012, I resigned. Actually, dapat nga retired. I resigned with the rank of Police Chief Inspector, which is in equivalent, that is a major in the armed forces. So doon po, na-develop ko yung aking skills. Sa totoo lang po ay napunta ako sa isang unit na very confidential ang mga trabaho. Sabi nga po nila, if you want to know what I do or what I did during my time in the PNP, you should join that unit. Hindi ako yung magsasabi. Kasi there are lots of secrets, pero if you want to know, join, ba? So, yun po, marami ako natutunan and yun din po na nagamit ko para pumasok din dito sa public service, sa larangan ng public service. Sabi nga po nila, nung una, hindi daw ako bagay sa public service kasi mahina daw ako magsalita. Mahina ba ako magsalita? Hindi naman. Ang lakas ng boses ko, di ba? Anyway, dahil nga po doon, I developed my skills, pero siguro tataka kayo bakit IECEP pa rin. Unang-una po, ang IECEP po ay naging parte na po ng aking buhay since ako'y nag-graduate noong 1994. Bakit? Bakit naging parte ng aking buhay? Siguro naman, moot and academic na para sa ating lahat. Hindi ka makakapag-renew ng lisensya kung pag hindi ka miyembro ng IECEP. Lalong-lalo na po ngayon, napakahigpit ng ating batas. So, ang message ko po sa lahat ng nandirito, be active po, lalong-lalo na po to update, upgrade yourselves, at lalong-lalo po magagamit natin ito sa pagtulong sa ating bansa. Hindi lang po ating bansa, kundi para din po sa ating mga sarili. Hindi naman po lahat ng greener pastures ay nandito. You have the choice if you want to stay here, give employment, or you want to go in abroad. Nasa sa inyo na po yun. Pero ang gawin na lang po natin, sana po gawin natin ang ating makakaya para matulungan din po natin ang ating mga kababayan. Kaya sa lahat po ng mga ECE, mga IECEP members, on behalf of the provincial government or the government of the province of Zambales, on behalf of all the mayors of Zambales and also the mayor of Olongapo City, I welcome you all in Olongapo, and sana po pagkatapos mo nito ay wag po kayo umuwi kaagad. Sana po umikot-ikot din kayo dahil marami po talaga mga sites. Hindi lang po Olongapo kundi buong Zambales. Let's enjoy po natin ang activities, ang ating 3 days activities na to. At sana po, marami po tayong matutunan at na ma-improve natin na mabuti ang ating mga sarili. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
Thank you very much, Mayor Randy. And again, a round of applause to Mayor Randy Ebdane. And for now, let's watch this video.
More fantastic and Subic Bay. Today, tomorrow, or any day. It's more fantastic and Subic Bay. So get going and be on your way. Hang out, have a blast, chill out, to the max. Any weekend or day. It's more fantastic and Subic Bay.
My Subic Bay.